So Troy, one of the points you made on the companies getting used to that last touch ROAS, I think one of the values of that is how frequent companies can see and account for that metric. And other challenges that we hear from clients when it comes to those that are embracing incrementality, embracing media mix models to get a better sense of, hey, we know last touch ROAS isn't the right metric, so let's use more modeled results to get a sense of incrementality. But so often they're getting those results quarterly, maybe monthly at best. Yeah. So that's one of the other challenges we see. How do you guys think about how frequently our clients need to see results?
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. And I think the second thing there is that there's a lag a lot of the time, right? Like, even if it's quarterly or monthly, it's not like you're looking at last month or last quarter. You could be lagged a couple quarters too, and like, how agile are you at making those decisions, right? So like, I think collectively, at Ovative, we have this perspective of doing an MMM on a weekly level, and it's reflective of the latest week, right? And the idea there is that like, you have the power to agilely make decisions based on what's happening now. 2 quarters ago, even last quarter, I don't necessarily know if I feel like that's going to be a good representation of what's happening.
It's a different season.
Yeah.
There's probably macro environments.
Well, and your media strategies probably changed several times in the interim as well.
Yeah, I think there's a really healthy balance between precision and actionability.
Yep.
And again, I think a lot of these digital and performance-based metrics can get really precise, but they're missing pieces as well. And so I think balancing kind of precision and actionability, it's like, okay, if it's really precise, but it's 4 months old, is that even actionable?
Yeah.
And so I think there's an important balance, to, especially with like finance people who really want the precision, but it's like, but you also want to drive the business and be actionable.
Well, and it's just crazy to me that some of our clients are using media mix models that are only giving them quarterly results, because it's like, we're in these conversations with finance and they need to drive sales this week. They're worried about hitting sales plans this week.
What's your ideal frequency, Quinn?
Every week. I would be like, that's how often we're making optimizations more frequently than that, but that's how often when we're managing media for clients, we're trying to tell them to be shifting budget between tactics or between campaigns. So you need results that inform those shifts and those optimizations every week if you're truly going to rely on marketing being a growth driver.
But we got teams in platform every single day. Yeah. How do you go from that rigor to a weekly cadence like you're talking about? You want updates on a weekly basis. We have a whole floor that's making optimizations on an hourly or intra-hour basis. Like, talk about the translation.
I think,
there.
With where technology is these days, I think those platforms, they're optimizing, like, you're feeding those models an outcome. I think if you can inform that outcome with the things that we're talking about of seeing the bigger picture, right? Most of those outcomes just out of the box are a pixel, digital only, right? No view of the value of the customer, right? It's just a conversion. So how do you understand, well, this is a new customer that's going to have this lifetime value, or this is a loyal customer that purchases every single week, and valuing those different. So I think, connecting the technologies and really informing those models on what to optimize against is how you start to cut into that. Like, I'm optimizing every single day on a platform that's aware of my total business objectives.
But informing those models takes human intelligence. And so that's why,
so we still have jobs in the future?
We still have jobs in the future. We have people jobs who need to be managing the media, but you also need to have measurement people who are understanding, able to interpret those modeled results and translate them to the media team to make those changes. If you're asking the media team to both interpret the results and pull the levers in platform, know when to rely on automation versus when to be more manual, that's too much to ask of a media operator. So that's why we emphasize so strongly the importance of services and measurement expertise as that go between the measurement technology and the actual media optimization.
I love that, because like, advanced measurement and solving the problems we're talking about alone is just interesting if it's not actionable. And like, we're obviously less interested in just the interesting things. It's how do you actually activate upon these concepts that align with the CFO, like we were talking about, offline sales, and some view of customer that is, these customers are worth more than another cohort of customers, and these products have a higher margin, this other set of products or services for that company. Now, how do you not only measure all of that, But Troy, you said it well, is how do we make the platforms where algorithmic decisions are being made across Meta, Google, Trade Desk, everywhere where we buy media, that only have a last touch pixel view of the world, like that, like solving hard, complex measurement problems in combination with how do we infuse those solves into the algorithms, so now our measurement isn't just interesting, it's actionable and it's actually impacting the view of the business that the CFO cares about.